Okay, so we are going to get started. We are so excited that you guys are here today. So first of all, I'm going to start and introduce myself. My name is Laura Hanson. I am the Director of Sales and Innovation here at Creating Community Consulting, and we have been working vigorously behind the scenes to be able to share with you guys this amazing, amazing tools, advanced trainings, and more inside of this incredible membership that we have created. So we are so honored and excited that you guys are here today. And without further ado, we are going to get started. But if you are just joining us, please jump into the chat and let us know where you are joining us from. Say hello. Today's agenda, you guys, we are going to go through some introductions. We're going to do a live demo, so you're not going to want to miss this. If you're curious about like what's inside this membership, is this for me? Is this not for me? We understand. That's why we want you to get an inside peek of what is actually inside the membership. We're going to do some Q&A, so we want to answer your questions. So feel free during the presentation, during the demo, drop those comments into the chat and ask any questions that you might have. And stick around till the end because we do have some fantastic free gifts, a really cool spin to win as well. So do not stray away. We're going to give you some fantastic reasons to stick around with some cool free gifts at the end as well. So our first question, what is your biggest struggle with grant writing? Megan and I were getting some chuckles out of this when we were at the MSSA conference a few weeks ago, because we're like, I think some grant writers need a therapy support group, right? Because it's like, oh my gosh, this is so stressful. So whether you felt like this gal or this guy where you're crunching deadlines and you got to get something done in a really fast hurry, or you feel like this poor child who is like, what? Do some of them just make you want to cry? What are your struggles? We want to know. So drop them in the comments because we are hoping that we are able to show you how our tools that we've created are going to help you save time and money. So we can turn those frowns upside down and make them smiles again, because we want to help you save time and money and level out the playing field when it comes to grant writing. So without further ado, you guys, I want to introduce you to the women behind this amazing, amazing company. Our co-owners, I can tell you right now that I have had the opportunity to work with these amazing women, and they are incredible. I have never seen women who are so passionate, caring, and truly want to help the masses. And these women work their tails off to be able to deliver not just something to you, but the best of the best, and are passionate about making things better and better all of the time. So I am going to put Karen here in the spotlight for us now. So Karen, if you want to share with us, we want to hear from you. So let's hear Karen's story.
Yeah, welcome you all. Thank you so much, Laura. My name is Karen. I am the founder, co-owner of Creating Community Consulting. I guess just a short story about me, keeping it super brief, is I was a teen parent. I was a mom at 16 years old. I've lived through domestic violence. I've lived in poverty. I know what it's like to struggle as a teenager. I also know what it's like to be a single parent because I've done that. And I'm also in recovery. And so I've been through a lot of these like really difficult life experiences. And a lot of the time, what I struggled with is finding the resources to get better. I knew what I needed, but unfortunately, the systems we work with are so broken. And so I really wanted to figure out how to fix the systems that we work within, how to make communities a better place. And so I have committed my life to creating stronger communities through creating community consulting and helping other organizations and communities be able to build the healthiest and strongest communities that we can have. Specifically, most people that know me that know that I've been super invested in Crazy. We have raised over 3.8 almost $4 million in the last 5 years for the community of Frazee, for different organizations here that previously they were not getting access to just by leveraging grants. This is just grant money. That's not even private fundraising. And so it has completely transformed our community. So we're excited to bring these tools to life so that we can help you figure out how to do that. Because what we know is that your project and your mission matters. You have amazing projects and you have honestly the greatest ideas. And a lot of times what separates you is really having the tools to maybe be able to write grants as well as somebody else, or having the resources. And so we're really excited to be able to provide these tools to you, because your project, your mission matters. We want to make it so that you can leverage the funds that you need to be successful.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen. Fantastic. Now let us hear from Megan, who is the other powerhouse behind this amazing company, Creating Community Consulting. Megan, take it away.
Yeah, well, thank you all for joining. Megan Jensen, a co-owner and consultant here. I always like to say that Karen and I came together over a bowl of ramen and formed this crazy dream. And honestly, it has been a ride. And so I am so excited to be here and connect with all of you, because that is really what is important: collaboration, connections, relationships. And so similar to Karen in some regards, I come from a background of lived experience. Definitely was that starving college student, had some episodes with homelessness, at risk of homelessness in trying to buy my first house. I was not the person you would think would end up homeless, but I was literally staying in a house that was not mine, in an empty spare room, until we could find a place to live, right? We all weather the storms of life, and some of us are able to get through it easier than others because of systems, supports, and that social connection. And so again, we come from this place of relationship, because collaboration is key in getting this work accomplished. And so anyway, I say all that to say that I'm extremely proud of our team. Creating Community Consulting was founded in April of 2022. We're 3 years old this month. And in those 3 years, our team has raised $5.5 million for the communities we work with. And one of the projects I'm super passionate here in Moorhead is our Family Resource Center. And we actually just had a great stakeholder meeting, and we got to share about how we were able to secure a couple grants, get some folks in positions to actually collaborate and bring that network online to strengthen families in our community. And so I always like to say too, and I saw some of our Program Moorhead folks to jump on, I was never meant to be a direct service provider. Nobody really wants me working with clients, but you want me behind you. You want me behind you, helping you get everything put together in a good framework. And that's really what we did, is kind of took Karen and my brains and tried to put it into the computer as best we could. And we're excited to share what that looks like for you today.
Awesome. Thank you, Megan. These women are amazing, and they have an incredible team behind them, which is so cool. So we are honored to work with them. You guys, how many of you want to see this in action? Drop a comment if you're ready to see a live demo. I also need you guys to drop a comment. Let me know your name, because during this live demo, I'm going to be jotting down everyone's names, putting them on a really cool wheel, because as a child, I was a game show junkie and I always watched Wheel of Fortune with my grandparents every night. So I have to do Wheel of Fortune. So we're going to do some spin and wins at the end with the real wheel and all the fun stuff. So drop your name in the comments so that we know that you're here, and I will add you to the wheel while these fantastic women are doing this demo. So what we want you guys to see and learn today is see the inside. The AI Grant Accelerator that we literally just launched is so much more than just AI tools. This is two women who have 10 plus years of grant writing experience, earning millions and millions of dollars that they've secured in funding, that you get to learn from, you get to interact with. It is so incredibly powerful. So it's so much more than just some AI tools that you can plug your information into. This is community, and I am so excited for you guys to see the inside of this membership portal, because we want to knock your socks off, and we're going to continue to show you guys how fantastic this can be. So I'm going to stop sharing so that Megan and Karen can share their screens, but drop in the comments your names, and so that I can get you guys on the wheel of names. I'm going to admit Amy in here. Awesome. Does everyone see her screen right now where it says AI Grant Accelerator? This is the inside of our membership. I'm going to take my pin off so that you guys are on there.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Laura. We're excited. So as Laura mentioned, we've been grant writing for years. I've been doing grant writing for about 15 years. And I remember first starting until where I am at today. And I've been a grant evaluator as well as a writer. And so I've kind of seen it from all aspects. And what we really wanted to do is make this as easy as possible for you. You do not have to be a grant writer to use this. You do not need to know a lot about writing grants to use this, and you don't have to be an expert with technology. So we're going to show you what's in here and how we've made this really easy for you to use to make you competitive with people, with other organizations who do have those skills. So when you get your information after you sign in, this is what it looks like. This is your portal. And so it's going to be called the AI Grant Accelerator. You're going to start here at the top. It says welcome, start here. And it's going to walk you through the different short video lessons that are going to explain the portal to you. You're going to get some short messages from Megan and myself, just talking about our mission. You're going to hear from other people how they've used these tools and how important they've been and helpful. We are here to help you. So you are going to have this immediate button of like, if you need help, if you have a question, please reach out. We want to be able to help you, and we're going to continue to build this out better as we move forward. We can continuously provide feedback to make sure that these tools work for you. So as you scroll down, the next section is the kind of like the guidelines and rules. You know, these are important just because we want everybody to be using this ethically. We also want to acknowledge, like, we did leverage the power of AI for this. We're going to talk more about how we have created a safe technology database for you that is a closed network. But you're going to see information of these short video clips about transparency, how we're leveraging AI as a tool. It will not completely replace you. And so grant writers, you don't have to be worried that you're losing your job. It will just make you more efficient.
Yeah,
We're
and
also,
Karen, I think
oh,
one thing we want to add, because we just went through this, right? We just got a public health agency on, and I'm learning so much about technology and AI and all the compliance pieces. And so just again, to like, your data is secure. We have worked through this to make sure that data is going to be going through systems that are HIPAA compliant, and that we are trying to be as secure as we can. But we also do give you some of those helpful tips as part of these video series.
absolutely. So yeah, as Megan mentioned, we just signed on a 5-county public health agency. And so if they can sign on and be able to use this and we made it through their compliance checks, so can you. One of the things we say is, like, we don't want you to share this. This is for you. Now, if you are an organization and you are partnering with several others to write a grant application that you're collaborating on, absolutely. Like, this is what it's for. Grants are all about collaboration. We just don't want you to take your membership and share it with a bunch of other people. You know, so just use it ethically and wisely. We have some final thoughts, and then we're moving into special messages, which you can learn more about Megan and myself and why did we do this. And then we're going to move to the AI grant writing tools. Megan, do you want to give us an overview of just like what are these quick before I jump into demo them?
Yeah. So I just want to clarify, right? This membership, we're leading with AI. AI is kind of the buzzword. That's what's really exciting. But as you can see, like, it isn't just AI tools. AI tools are 3 parts of this overall comprehensive membership. And so in addition to that, you are going to get access to tools, including a planning tool to help you best interact with the AI tools, a budgeting tool, and a grant tracking tool. All of that is within this system. And then we do have 3 AI tools that have been developed and are ready for your use now. Again, all of those have been solely trained on successful grants and grant writing models. This is not ChatGPT that is pulling from all of the internet and everywhere. It is like, they are set up as very specific tools with very specific tasks so that it can be really effective in helping you grant rate and gets your ideas framed up into a really cohesive proposal.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're going to jump in and I'm going to show you what these look like, and then I'm going to show you what it produces, and so that you can have a sneak peek on the inside. So when you click on one of these training videos, this one here in particular, there are downloadable toolkits that come along with this. We want to make sure that you are downloading those because, as we said, there are still other things. The AI is a tool, but these toolkits are really going to be helpful in mastering putting together winning grants. And so we have created these templates that leverage this tool for you. Make sure you download those. Then when you actually get to the AI tool, the organizational profile, what this is this is going to do an assessment of your organizational readiness to apply for a grant. So many times we get people saying like, talking about like, I want to write a grant, but I don't know where to start. And we're part of an organization, but we've maybe either fizzled out, or maybe we're just starting, or maybe you've been doing this forever. Wherever you are, what this does is gives us a sense of your organization. It's going to ask you a series of questions that you put into here, like, where are you geographically? Who do you serve? What kind of programs do you offer? You've got like a whole list of things you can select. It talks about what is the problem you're trying to address. Do you have these different documents if you're a 501c3, 6, or 7? And so you select which documents you have. If you need a fiscal host, it's going to ask you yes or no, do you need one or not? And then as you go through and you answer these questions, it asks about financial checks and balances. If you have watched the news in the last year, you see a lot about nonprofits and financial mismanagement. And so we have intentionally put questions in here related to that to identify how ready you are to be able to manage grants. Yeah.
I think that another piece that this is really a good use for, Karen mentioned, new nonprofits or new collaboratives that have come together, coalitions, right? But some of our long-standing partners, this is a great just check-in, especially if you've had big changes in your organization's structure, financial management, or unfortunately had maybe a case of bad PR or anything that you're going to need to address with a funder ahead of time to ensure that you are still a good investment, that this is still a good application for consideration. That's what this tool really helps you do. It's a good planning tool. It is really meant to be used in your leadership team, your boards, your advisory committees, however you're structured, to really ensure that you're all on the same page about your organization's capacity to use grant funding.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I've already pre-filled this with a made-up organization because we wanted to make sure you could see what it could do. So I already did that and hit submit, and I'm going to show you what it gives you then. So this is the assessment. I put in that my organization was a nonprofit. It's called the Beckery Foundation. I live in Becker County, so I'm like, we're just going to roll with it. And I put that we only had a copy of good standing, and that was it. And so as you can see, just this like legal structure evaluation, it said we need to do some work. And then it gives you a recommendation of where to go to address that. That gives you a board readiness evaluation. Again, our board needs work. Financial management evaluation. Again, we need work. Here's the recommendation. If you need to do an audit, do you need work or not? And then a risk assessment. If you answered yes to any of the risk questions, it's going to give you an assessment of that and what you need to do related to that for a recommendation. And so it really identifies, like, again, are you ready to apply for a grant? Are you not? And if you're not, here are the things that you need to do and where you can find resources to address some of that information. And so it does a nice job of starting at the very beginning for people who maybe have no idea, right? And are trying to figure out where they fit in.
Yeah, I think as Karen's moving to the next tool, I think that was one of the biggest questions we've got is like, ooh, I don't know how to interact with AI, or I'm not super tech savvy. Can I use this? And as you're seeing, it's a simple response to questions. These are things that you already should be thinking about. This is a great planning process, but it is just simply responding to questions, and the tool helps you formulate your work plan, your organizational profile, those things in a simple, interactive manner.
Absolutely. And so as you can see, I can toggle between the tools on the right, and then they just show up here on the left side. And so this is the grant writing work plan. So this is really the nuts and bolts. The number one reason why we see grants get rejected is because they do not have a strong and aligned work plan. Number one reason, folks, right? And so what this does is ensures that it takes that away, where it will help you create a work plan based on your information. So I went and filled this out for my Beckery Foundation, and I honestly went through and put just one sentence, and like each of these questions, and they're pretty straightforward. Like, what is the goal of your project? What do you need funding for? And sometimes I didn't even put a full sentence. I put in even just a few things that I was looking for. Who are we trying to target? Who helped you identify that this is a problem? And then how do you know that it's a good solution? Those are two different questions. And honestly, this is another place where people get tripped up in grants, because so many times we try to say, hey, here's the solution. But a lot of times we're not engaging the people that we're trying to serve. And so we're really excited that this helps pull that in for you. So you can say, okay, we asked people in our community that are most impacted by this, and this is what they told us, and this is why we know this is a good solution. It talks about, why is there an urgent need? How are you going to market it? Honestly, in here, I just put social media and schools, like two different things. I didn't even put a full sentence. And so based on this, I'm going to show you what it produced for me.
Yeah. And just again, as Karen's going through this, this is not meant to replace grant writers. This is not meant to write the grant for you. It is helping you get your ideas into a cohesive work plan, which is truly the basis for every grant application.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things we really want to acknowledge is grant funders, many of them are saying if you have an AI generated application, they're not going to accept it. The reason why we put this together the way we did is because it is giving you bullet point information. You still need to put it together, but it's going to save you hours and hours of time. Make sure that you have it in the right format and that you're not missing pieces. And that is the value. So it's not meant to copy and paste every sentence, because that's not going to be accepted by grant funders. It's already starting to be rejected. It's more of making sure you have that instant information available to you, that it's in the right format. You're not missing those critical pieces. Yeah. So as you can see here, I put in for the work plan for our Beckery Foundation. We're going to build a youth center in Osage, because why not, right? Folks, this is not real. We are making this up completely, but I did need to put in a specific location and something so that it knew where to pull data from. So then what it talks about is our target population, and I just said youth ages 4 to 18. So it tells me some of the population details, poverty rates, just high level here. Now we get into the goal statement. It tells me what the goal statement is that we put in, and then what the impact of that goal is. And so this is where it's, I only put in one sentence, and then this is what it is providing to me, is more information on what is the impact of that goal, so that I can really expand on those things. Next, it pulls your data for you. So it pulls Becker County poverty rate. It looks at median household income. It's going to give you information related to mental health. It specifically looks at the youth in rural settings and the depression symptoms. So it pulls in information specifically on what you tell it that you're trying to address. So Megan, if I wrote this for something related to river quality, because I'm trying to improve a riverbed, what would it do?
Yeah, that's the great thing, because, okay, if you know me, I love data. I'm known for the person that you come to chat about community data, but sometimes that takes a long time to really parse through where to find some of this. So this is helping to pull publicly available data based on what you say your focus areas, who your population you're serving is, and your geographic location. Now, full disclosure, there's a lot of nuance to data, especially when we get into the disparities in the data. And so if you have specific client data, that's where you can put this in, and it's going to help pull in supporting data around that. The other thing that's really great is that part of this tool is that once it gives you this information, you have the opportunity to chat with the bot, if you will, right? And so it can go back and you can say, oh, actually, we are going to focus on some sustainability efforts with the youth at this youth center. I don't know, I'm making this all up, right? You can ask it to pull those pieces in addition to the amazing youth mental health and demographics that it already did for you. So again, this is really helping you to figure out where are good starting points. Again, it provides you all the links you can see. So if you're like, wait, I hadn't heard that data point about rural mental health versus urban students, you could actually click on that, dig into that data, make sure that it feels appropriate for your program, but then also look to see what other information's there to help strengthen your applications in the future too.
Absolutely. Yeah, as you can see, again, it gives you these highlighted bullet points. So some of us are using ChatGPT Pro or Jasper or different things. If you use like the deep research, the paid version, it's going to give you like a 10-page document. This is bullet point. It really highlights what is the focus you're specifically looking at and where and what is most relevant. And
yeah,
so,
because if you are currently grant writing, you have to figure out how to say all of that in under 500 words.
Yes, exactly. And so then there is a note in here, just as Megan mentioned, about data being nuanced. We know that data is only as good as the data that is collected. And we understand there's a lot of influences on how and where data is collected and by who. And so note that it is all generated through public data sources. Then it goes into like who identified the solution. All I put in here was that youth identified the solution. And then it gives me like this fuller paragraph really about what potentially was said. So you can take this and you can work with it. Activity, titles, and details. This is where this is very different than ChatGPT. If you put into ChatGPT, tell me, like write a grant for me on how to move this project forward, it's going to give you like a paragraph narrative with no specifics in it. So what this does is when you put in the answers to those questions, it spits it back out to you in this format where it is very clear about this is the activity, this is how we're going to measure it, this is who is going to lead that, here are the steps we need to do to be successful, here's what resources we already have, who is helping with it, and what is the total budget needed for each activity. And then collectively, as you go through, it will complete an entire budget for you. Like it will give you recommendations on an entire budget so that it overall comes up to the greater funding needed.
Yeah. And so as Karen's getting ready to transition to the next thing, I just want to say we've had quite a few folks who have told us this in and of itself is so valuable. Not only is this what you need to write a compelling grant, this is what you need to do planning. This is what you need to do if you're thinking about a new project. Think about how helpful this tool would be if you were a part of a community collaboration and you could come around the table and just have a conversation, respond to some of these planning questions, and then get a work plan that you could all agree on to move forward. So this is huge. Again, it's not writing the grant for you, but it's really helping you frame up. The other tool that we're not going to get into today, but you get access to, is the budgeting tool. And that really is going to help you think through, okay, what are all the pieces we need to think about getting funding for to be successful in this? Again, some of this is coming through in this work plan when you work on building out those steps, but that budgeting tool is really going to be the piece that helps you really frame it up so that you have a comprehensive program budget, but then you get the pretty grant budget, right? The grant budget, the way the grantors want to see my dollars are going towards this, and that's what it's going to accomplish.
Yeah.
Karen, I know we're running on time. I got a lot to get through. So should we hop over to the grant finder?
Yeah, so this is one of the things is everybody's like, this is great. I mean, quote unquote, though, how many grants, when you look at them, ask you these questions in this order? They never do, right?
Yes.
But this is what every grantor is looking for when they evaluate your grant. All of them want it this type of format and this align. So with that, the question we get all the time is, well, how do I find grants, right? Where are they? We've had multiple subscriptions to different grant finding organizations that are online, and Megan and I have invested in some and we've moved away from some. And we're like, sometimes you're spending 20 hours just sorting through whatever it's being sent to you. And most of it is like your chances of getting it, the odds of getting that funding is so far-fetched. So we're like, how do we do a better job with this? So we have a grant finder bot. This is in our testing mode. We updated the organizational profile that I show you. And we also put in like, how much funding are we looking for? When do I need it by? Again, you can select what you're looking for funding for, and what are you willing to do, or some of the things related to the organization. So we're a first-time grant applicant based on my made-up center. Here's some keywords related to kind of what we're looking for and how complex of a grant are we looking to handle. For people who are like, I can't handle 50-page grants, there are options here for you. So you can select how complicated you want it to be. So for us, we're going to do any level. So I uploaded those documents. And so now we're going to hit submit, and we're going to show you what it produces. On each page, as you fill it out, this is what happens. You hit the submit button, scrolls up, you scroll back down. It continues to work while we're doing this. But all of these documents that it produced, what did it take me, Megan? I filled those out in less than 10 minutes before our live, because they're one sentence each.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. And really, again, we give you all the questions in a planning tool so you can use it how you see best for your organization size, structure, leadership style, right? Bringing it to a board meeting, bringing it to a leadership meeting, bringing it to a program meeting, taking that question out and answering them together. And then it's just simple copy and paste. Get it into the tool, have it run it for you, have it make changes. But then as things change, you just simply have that captured and you can re-enter it into the tool to get the revisions. So as we're waiting for it to run, obviously it's scouring quite a few links, trying to find us things. Again, with this membership, you get access to the organizational profile tool, the work plan tool, the budget tool, the tracking tools, the planning tools, this grant finder, and we've got a few things coming soon. We're in the works soon. We'll have launched a new AI tool that really helps formulate letters of intent, knowing that sometimes that's what it takes to get in the door at a new funder, sending that really formalized letter. So it takes what you're building out in your work plan and forms it into that nicely composed letter. And we are going to be expanding the offerings of advanced trainings. We're going to look to actually launch a grant writer certificate program. We have heard that at the MSSA conference Laura and I were at. This is amazing, but I need that step back. I need the in-depth, how do I even do this, right? And so we are working to launch that very soon too, to really help support all levels of grant writing.
Absolutely. So it's still running. It's sitting here, but it is still working. So I'm going to go to some of these questions. We have some really great questions. And so Carla, I see you asked about, for the data provided, how much is provided about the sources and content? Every source in this data section, or every bullet point, sorry, has a source associated with it. So you can see exactly where the data came from for all of these sources. You can put it in and you can go right back to that. And yes, you also had a question about like, can you ask for specific sources or data points? Yes, you can. You can actually interact and chat with the AI generator. So for example, if I was on the work plan bot and it had spit out that organizational profile and I needed it to include more data that wasn't, I would click on this button here, that is the little chat, and I would say, please pull data from HMIS maybe, or whatever it is, and so that it could include that into the report.
Yeah, and I will add, obviously, if you've got specific data, Carla, I know the data points you're pulling from too, right? Like you can put that in and it will build that as part of your narrative as well. And so you have both options of depending on where you're at with collecting data.
Sorry, I was not sharing my screen. Here is the button I'm talking about. On this lower left side here, there's a chat. You can chat with it. And this is where you would push to be able to say, just like ChatGPT, you would be able to chat with it and tell it what you want it to do and what it's missing, things like that. Next question. Let's see. We've got a few of them here.
Karen,
Helping to find
submit again on your screen. It timed out.
Oh, well,
I think it's because we're on a Zoom while showing it. Honestly, yeah. Karen's computer's about to die. I'll just share that.
Well, that's true.
She probably also has 100 tabs open.
Don't tell on me. Don't tell on me. Okay, so yeah, so it's working. So anyway, one of the other things it says is help defining outcomes versus outputs for the people we are here to serve. Absolutely. This is a great point, Marcia. Actually, in our organizational profile, when it gives it back to you, a lot of the times, most of the time, and it will say like, here's what you put in as far as your goal. And most of the time, when we think about goals as an organization, we're thinking about what we're doing. This is going to redefine that for you and say, what is the outcome that people are going to experience because of what you're doing? And so this, the tool actually helps redefine that for you so that it focuses on the outcome people experience or a community experiences because of it. And then the outputs really come from that work plan. So as it spits that out, every activity has different steps and there's a measure for every output throughout it. So it automatically has all of that built into that tool so that you can access that information, and it's very clear, because that is another place where people get hung up all the time, and we're like, we need to fix that because that is hard. And like, that's how we define success, right? Is like, did we accomplish these activities, and overall, did that lead up to this greater change that we're seeking? And so our work plan bot does that for you. Like it will make sure that you have a strong connection for that evaluation and outcome part.
Yeah. Also, Karen, while you're letting it run on your computer, I want to address one of Marcia's other comments of working with multiple program staff in framing applications, right? And so the great thing with this membership is you have unlimited access to reuse these tools. So yes, setting up this work plan per project, per grant application, all of those pieces are really impactful. And sometimes that feels overwhelming, but what we're hoping is that through our tools of planning and getting ready, then you're able to meet with those staff, have the conversation, get all the details you need as the grant writer, put it into the AI tool, get it reformatted, and then rock and roll in a way that feels really great and cohesive with each of those programs and each of those applications you're working on.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if it's my computer. I'm going to just reload this page and then we're going to fill this in quick because for some reason it seems to be super slow and I've never had that happen yet. So, but of course it would happen now.
We also are, Megan, maybe you can touch on this as well for us. What is the cost like for like hiring a grant writer, if I were to do this, like I know there's other people that are new maybe to grant writing or just kind of looking at this. And like if I were to pay for a grant writer, what am I looking at in expenses or time for staff? What does an average grant take to research and do all of this? Like what am I going to save time? Like how much time am I going to save?
Yeah. This is really helping you to be more efficient and save time, right? We've been doing grant writing for clients for the 3 years that we've been a consultancy, and it really depends. It depends on a lot of things, but we've spent 10, 20 hours on grants before. Now, this isn't going to take all of that time away because obviously if you're going for a state or a federal, there's so many things you got to make sure you get right. But what this is going to do is help you frame up the application quicker. Especially what we do a lot of grant writing for is collaborative applications, right? Where there's multiple partners coming together to make this happen. And that's the piece that we see really the time savings with, is cutting down on building a work plan. Instead, you're just kind of going through, okay, who's going to do what, right? Putting it into the tool helps you reframe it. And so we know that not every agency has a dedicated grant writer. There's a few of you on here that I know are, but most of the time grant writing is an add-on, right? It's, oh, you have capacity, so you get to be the grant writer this year. And so this also helps you feel more confident in framing up applications for some of our newbies or folks that it's like, oh, I guess I'm the de facto grant writer for our agency now, right? And so again, we have set this up to be for any level. You are going to see time savings. You're going to see more cohesive applications, and you're going to what we believe through our support and our lunch and learns and the collaborative nature of the way that we work, that confidence too, right? That you feel better about the applications you're putting out there. Karen, I see you got some results, so I'll let you do
it. I just had to reload my page and I put in the same information. Again, this was that organizational document that we had already completed. I just downloaded it, uploaded it here. We're looking for a lot of money over the next few years. We selected quite a few different things that could be used for. We're a newer organization. We do want to collaborate. We do have some matching funds and maybe we're working on something else. I put in that we had no funders, even though I said that yes here, just to show you what it would do. And so, because it will pull those out if you do put it in. And then it had the keywords, and I said we're able to put any level, right? And so it gives you a list of the top 10 opportunities that seem to be the best match. So the first one is the USDA Community Facilities Loan. This actually was used to develop Cornerstone in Frazee, Minnesota. This was a great source of funding. They provided $50,000 towards the center. And so you can see that information. We see Sanford Health, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Medica, UCare Foundation grants. There's Best Buy. There's several different organizations. Minnesota DNR, because I had put in outdoor recreation programs. Did you know there's a ton of money out there for outdoor recreation programs? Yeah. And so it's going to go through and give you some of the top recommendations. That being said, we are still working on this. This is in our beta phase. So I can see there's a couple things that I would say that are missing from here for sure. So every time we do this, we're putting information back in the system to make it better so that we can keep informing it. And so we have a great team working on the back end that we can continue to train them on how to be better.
I see that most folks on the call are from Minnesota. And so that's one thing that we just want to be very transparent. In the beta phase, this is really hyper-focused on Minnesota. We'll be getting North Dakota added in just because I'm in Moorhead. I understand that Fargo-Moorhead dynamic, and we want to make sure that we are covering basis, but know that that's going to get improved immensely next week. And it will be a topic of our first lunch and learn, which is actually scheduled on Thursdays. So more incentive to join now so that you get access to that call.
So one quick thing I'll say in response to Carla's question, she asked about data for multi-county areas. The short answer is yes. It asks you what your target area is. If you put in multiple counties or a multi-area, it will pull all of it for you. You can also ask it to compare your data to other areas, and it will do that for you too.
Yeah, and I will say we're just getting started. Karen and I have so many ideas, especially around this data piece. We know that that is often a barrier, and we don't feel it should be. And so we really want to make sure that we are developing tools that'll help you be more effective beyond just grant writing. So more to come. Stay with us. Make sure that you join now, and help inform how we set up the next tools that we develop as part of this project.
Awesome. Yay. Okay. Fantastic. We are buzzing through. This time is flying by, ladies. Crazy, crazy quick. So everyone's like dying. I can tell. What do we get inside of this membership? What is included? You guys, this is an annual membership. So everything that we're going to talk about here is included for 12 months, which is so awesome. We are focused on our first 100 founding members that are going to get exclusive things plus exclusive pricing, which is awesome. So number one thing is really, this is step-by-step training throughout the membership portal. We're not just like, here's some tools and good luck. No, it's actually step-by-step video trainings walking you through. These two do a fantastic job at creating those for you, which is fantastic. Not only that, this is by far my most favorite thing that we are giving to you guys, because I was talking to Karen and Megan, and I'm like, do you guys realize the absolute insane value of these lunch and learns? Okay. Like they said, if you were to go hire to work with these grant experts that have that have earned millions and millions of dollars in grant funding that they have secured for organizations, you are going to pay hundreds of dollars an hour to spend time with grant experts. But you are now going to be part of a community where you get to, twice a month, we do lunch and learns. You can grab your lunch, come in, and if you've had used this and created your organizational profile and your work plan, you can actually apply to be in our hot seat, which is super fun, right? So you can actually have our grant experts. Oh, look at the balloons that came up. That Megan and Karen will actually review your grant live, like go through it with you, give recommendations, because I love learning from seeing what other people are doing. So having your peers there for you to give suggestions, for having the grant experts there to help you and assist you, to ask those questions that you have access twice a month to literally meet with them. And if you can't make it to these live lunch and learns, you are actually going to get the replays as well inside of your membership portal. But this alone is absolutely insane value. They're also going to go through like the latest news and updates on grant funding, because we know that things are always changing, right? So we want to make sure that you have all of the insider information and greatest and latest things that are happening.
I'm just going to jump in, Laura, because I know I missed this when we were talking, and I just have to say, grant writing is hard. It is getting harder, and we recognize that. And that's why when we were talking about launching this, that Lunch and Learn is critical, because collaborations and networking are key. Don't do this alone. Have the support you need to weather the storms that we're all going to face in the next months, years, and don't be burdened by competition when you can lean into collaboration.
Absolutely. And great questions that are coming into the chat too. So we want to make sure we answer those here at the end. So we definitely will get to those, because I know many of you have to jump off or get to another meeting, so you can catch the replay and see your questions answered as well. So you're also going to get the AI organizational profile that they just went through with you guys. This is incredible value, sets you up for success, $497 value there. We're talking about the grant work plan. Literally, this is the foundation for success when it comes to almost everything you need, all of those key bullet points to put everything together to give you clear plan. Incredible. You just saw them demo this. It is going to be fantastic for you to be able to have access to this to help you with your grant writing. The grant writing toolkit, I feel like this is so essential. When Megan showed me this, I was like, whoa, my socks were knocked off. Like, you need to, I believe Rachel asked this in the chat. She's like, what about staying organized? How do I stay organized? How do I keep track of everything, right? That's what this toolkit does, okay? So it's actually going to help you stay organized, stay accountable, stay on track for everything that you're doing with that grant. But it also is a place for you to come back and reuse those tools and resources for multiple grants and things down the way as well. And we also have a budget toolkit, like they said. This is vital and crucial to the success of grants to ensure that you meet funders' expectations. And so keeping track of your budget, we've got an entire toolkit for you to use on that as well. And VIP benefits, of course, we love to spoil you. So you guys actually, we have a shop, a store that's opening online next week, which is going to be really fun. There's going to be some VIP pricing exclusive for our members as well. You'll get early access, as you saw, the one tool that was just being launched, the Grant Finder, right? You get early access to those things. You get to explore the latest and greatest. We do exclusive mini trainings to tell you and educate you on new things that are happening. You'll receive bonus content, early invitations, early access to new tools that we release. So you get spoiled because you're one of our founding members, which is so cool. And we have new trainings coming out. I think it's really important that we talk about the grant proposal advanced training. Okay. So in the beginning, when they were saying, hey, this isn't going to write your grant for you, right? But what you're going to do is have access to Karen and Megan, who are grant experts, to train you on this is what they're looking for. This is how you can increase your approval rating. This is how you can improve your proposals. In advanced training from these incredible grant experts. And you are going to have access to this. They are working on putting all of this together for you, and it's going to be fantastic. And so once you have all of those pieces together, they're going to show you how to put the pieces together to increase your chances of securing those funds that you need. The letter of intent, the different types of letters that Karen had also mentioned on, that's an incredible AI tool that's being worked on right now. And it just beta launched last night, okay? The Grant Finder AI tool literally just launched last night. So it is in beta testing. You saw Karen like beta testing it. We want your feedback. You get to actually give us feedback to improve and make things better so that we can continue to deliver this incredible tools and resources to help you simplify your grant writing and increase your success rates with grants as well. We know as time goes on, the competition's going to get tight, right? So you becoming the very, very best that you can be is crucial right now in your success. So this is over a $9,000 value, which was absolutely crazy. But of course, we're not going to charge you $9,000 because you're our founding members and we love and appreciate you. And we want you to be here with us. So we actually have this 75% off right now, you guys, for founding members. This is for a limited time. It's only for our first 100 members. So you can get started actually for just $397. You can do 6 payments of $397, or if you want to save another $397, which is what everyone loves to do, save money, right? Drop a me in the comments because that's me for sure. I love save money. You get our annual membership. When you pay in full, you'll save an additional $397 as well. It's right on our website, Creating Community. If Karen or Megan want to drop the link in the comments to our website, to the AI Grant Accelerator page, scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the couple options there as well to learn more. But that's not all. Of course, this is the grand debut. Things have to get better, right? We have additional bonuses, but these are very limited, you guys, because we have limited time with our staff because we are diligently working behind the scenes to roll out new products, improve our current products, and continue to deliver awesomeness for you. So one of the bonuses that you're going to get right now during the grand debut is 4 live weekly onboarding sessions. This is $1,000 value, you guys. It is literally 4 weeks starting next week. So if you jump on board now, yes, you'll have access to the replays, of course, but literally live onboarding with the experts to ask questions as you're getting onboarded as well, which is going to be crucial to your success. You're going to get 2 private mentorship sessions. I almost fell off my chair when they told me that they were going to approve this for me because I was begging them, please, you guys, can we give this away? And so we have to limit it. We only have 4 spots left. Okay, 4 spots left. So yes, these promos are going to go through next Wednesday. We understand some people need to go get board approval, speak to their team, speak to their management, whatever it might be. But the first 4 that do come on board are going to get these 2 private mentorship sessions. Okay. So make sure that you secure your spot as quickly as possible. You literally get one-on-one time with our grant experts. This is insane value, and you can ask any questions that you want or have them go through the bots with you. It's going to be fantastic. Not only that, this is wild, you guys. A full grant review. Okay, so you've used the tools, you put together your grant, you're just about ready to like hit the submit button, but you're like, is it the best it can be? Now you can actually submit it to have our grant experts review it for you with their 10 plus years of experience. You're going to get their expert feedback. Let me tell you, Karen will rip it apart. Megan, they're not afraid to tell you what you need to do to make it better, okay? In the nicest, kindest way, but they're like, hey, this is what's got to be done, right? So only 4 spots left on this, you guys. Their time is very limited, but we want to make sure that we give the next 4 people those as well. And then these do end next Wednesday, April 16th at 5 p.m. Why? Because we are extending this. Normally we'd only do this for 24 hours. We're extending it to April 16th on Wednesday because we understand some people have meetings on Mondays or Tuesdays where they want to be able to get approval. And we totally respect that and want you to be part of this. So now with those bonuses added onto the bundle, you guys, we're looking at over $11,000 value for a year. You're getting this for an entire year, 12 months of access, so less than what is that? Less than $1,000 a month. And I mean, actually that's the value, $11,000 in value, which is wild. Okay, so money back guarantee, you guys. We are so confident that you are going to love what you see inside of your membership that if you don't, anytime during the first 2 weeks you're inside there. Now, granted, remember, we are in our launch phase, right? Ask for money back and no questions asked. We will do that because we're so confident that you're going to love it and appreciate it and want to stay. Okay. So, but we also want you to know that that's how confident we are in delivering the best of the best value to all of you. Okay. So we also have a special gift. So every single one of you that participated today and was on here today, we are going to send you a really cool, some grant secrets, a downloadable bundle that will be in your email box here in the next few days. So watch for that as your special gift simply for being here today. Okay, and I added this slide and I haven't asked Karen and Megan, but I'm going to ask them now. So if they want to unmute themselves, I thought this would be so fun. I'm like, what if, like, I'm going to add this slide and then ask for forgiveness, permission, whatever you call it afterwards. So I was thinking, what if next, I think Wednesday or Thursday is our first live lunch and learn. Okay. Inviting everyone, just like opening the doors and giving them like a little sneak peek inside of the and inside of your guys' brains. Like, can I get your guys's, I mean, no pressure since I'm putting you on the spot on the live, but can we invite everyone to the lunch and learn next week?
Yes. Only if they tell us what they want to see at the lunch and learn, though. That would be helpful. Is like, let us know what you would find the most value. Do you want us to review a grant, share new grants? Do you want us to like work on the tools? You tell us what would be the most helpful, and we will invite everybody.
Yay!
I love it. Yes.
Cool. Well, I will send that out. I will get a review of what they want to learn and hear about, and we will make that the most insane time of your life, like next week. And that is exclusive, normally only to current members. So if you want to get a sneak peek inside, you'll have access to that as well, which I'm going to love. So now our spin and win. You guys, this is super fun. We got to do this really quick because we are like going way over time. I apologize. I will stop my screen share really quick. And I'm going to share my other screen with you so that you can see my cool spin and run name of wheel of names. Okay, so we are going to actually spin for a small group session. Can you imagine having a one-on-one session with, so we're going to pick 3 people off of this here. So I'm going to spin. This is such a cool little spinner. And so we're going to choose 3 people today that is going to have access to a one-on-one session with Karen and Megan to ask anything you want. Becky is number 1. Yay. And who's number 2? We've got 2 spots left. Yay! Darian, congratulations. You are filling spot number 2. And this is a private one-on-one call that you guys are going to get. Woo! Cheering, yes. I feel your energy. Thank you. You're like, my husband's always like so excited when he wins anything. And
That was always me.
oh, it was so close. I know. Let's see. If
I
we
was
get
like, stop, stop.
yelling at it, stop, right? Okay, let's go for you this time, right? Mature, let's go.
That's far off.
We're still gonna get you though. You'll be at the lunch.
Oh,
Bethany, congratulations. We are so excited for you guys. Thank you guys. We're not done yet though, so let me go through this. We're not done. I want to make sure that you
do
guys.
one more for bonus.
Yes, bonus. We should do a bonus one. Do you want let me do a bonus one? I will do it just for you, okay? Let's do it. I'm all about winning. Here, let's share one more. Your odds are getting better because I'm removing them as they win, okay? So, and you were so close that last time. Slow, slow, slow. Oh, it's coming faster, faster.
That was almost. You're welcome, Amy.
There you go. Fantastic. Okay, let's finish. So I have some really other cool things to share with you guys. Let's do this. Share. Get my screen back up here. Boom. Full screen. There. Okay. Okay, so congratulations, you guys. That's going to be awesome. To our fantastic winners of that Q&A. I think we went through almost everything. Basically, I was like, I have no knowledge. Yes, this is absolutely for you. Getting organized, Rachel asked about, absolutely. Is this different than ChatGPT? I think Karen kind of covered all of that. But if you guys do have additional Q&A questions that we did not answer today, please email us. We have a specific email. It's support@community.ai. And if you use that, it'll come directly to us and we'll be able to answer any questions. Or you can do Karen at or Megan at creatingcommunityconsulting.com. Any of those emails, we'll be sure to get back to you. All of them are on our websites and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys do have. But hurry, you guys, those extended bonus bundles are through Wednesday, April 16th at 5 p.m. or until those spots fill up, because we only do have 4 for the exclusive one-on-ones with our grant experts and so forth. So grab this huge bundle, over $11,000 value, because you can actually be part of our founding members. It would be an absolute honor to be able to work with you guys, and we would love to be able to have you in to give feedback. So join the fun, grab those bonuses and jump on with us. Send us any messages if you have any questions. I'm going to have Megan and Karen unmute just to say thank you and welcome to those that have already been jumping on during this live. We're excited to have you on board as well.
Yes, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you for all the great questions. We're excited to onboard all of our new members and for the small group. And hopefully we see you all on Wednesday for the Lunch and Learn. We're excited to kick those off.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you as well. Just on behalf of Creating Community Consulting and our team, like we can't wait to launch this with you. And like we said, this is the beginning. We are continuing to build these out. We can't wait to see you, work with you and set up those one-on-ones. So thank you so much. And thanks, Laura, for doing a great job.
Yay, fun. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. We will get the replay sent out. So if you joined late, had to leave early, whatever it was, we will be sure to get the replay sent out to you here shortly as well, as soon as we have Zoom process that. So watch for that to come to your email box very, very soon. Thanks again, everyone. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.